Okay guys, now you guys all know me, and as much as I like the simple scrapbooking style, you know I don't do much of it. I am way more into the vintage, grungy, neurotic, almost neurotic look. You know, I like to jazz things up with a lot of distressing, a lot of ink. So I decided, why just do one side of my canvas? A canvas has two sides. So you can do the front side and ignore the back, or you can do what I've chosen to do and do both sides of my canvas. And that's another reason why I just sewed the back, because I decided to do the back side in my usual style, the style that I like to do the best. So here we go. Are you ready? And there it is. This is the back side of the same canvas. And you can see the canvas frame. I want to get in here because I want to show you this frame, because I want to stress how well made these canvases are that Don has in the store there. Okay. And you guys can see that that canvas, that frame on the canvas is 2 inches. And the reason that it's so thick is because there are actually 2 frames. It's a double framed canvas. You have your normal canvas frame, which stops about here, and your canvas is wrapped around the frame and stapled. But there are no rough edges because there's a second frame on the inside. And that's what makes these such good quality heavy frames, is the double framing on the back. A lot of the canvases that you get at Michael's or Joann's or Hobby Lobby or wherever are a single frame canvas. This is actually a double frame. Makes your canvas much sturdier. It's a much better quality canvas. Okay? And you can see here that again, the frame is decoupaged. The background is just simply black acrylic paint with Glimmer Mist sprayed over the top. Let me back this up. And what I have done on this side is I have created some levels. And it was really funny because I was talking to my friend Jill, who you guys all know as Stampyra, about my ideas for this canvas. And we were talking about it and using boxes to pop some of the levels off. Like this is actually a box that comes off the canvas. And I just had all my canvas put together and all the raised levels off the canvas applied, when on Tim Holtz's blog I saw his canvas with the boxes glued to the canvas to raise the levels. So Jill and I had a conversation about that where I was nearly panicked. So it kind of threw me for a loop there for a second. Let's get in on this and get some detail going. This is the first box, and I'm going to trim the canvas a little so you can see the dimension a little better. And you can see that this is up off the canvas. Move it a little more. There you go. Maybe even just a tad more. And what that is, guys, is that is simply the top off of a shoebox is what I've used. And again, I decoupaged it with the same paper that I used on the frame of the canvas. Exactly the same paper, just tore it out of a book. It's not even a Christmas book. And the letters here are from the Tim Holtz Alphabet Collection. I have some real simple flowers here that I've made. This tag is from the paper pack. I just simply cut it out. And then down below, this box here, and this was actually Jill's idea. I was going to attach this box just like the rest of them, with the flat part outside. And Jill said, why don't you turn some of your boxes over so that you've got the box with the box can hold things. And I thought that was a great idea, and thank you, Jill, for helping me with that. I appreciate it. I want to get right in here. So this right here is a Tim Holtz swivel clasp with one of the tags from his collection. It says Believe. And then This is simply one of the tags that I cut out of the paper pack, distressed the edges with my Tim Holtz edge distresser right here, and then inked it up and just glued it on. Right here is one of the Tim Holtz brads that looks like a screw top. That's all that is. That holds it up. And behind the letters I have, let's see if you can see them, I just have real simply some of the embossed swirls from the Tim Holtz collection, and all I did with this was I inked it. I mean, that was it. One color of ink even, which is unusual for me. I used the peeled paint to ink it, and I went over it first with my ink blending tool to get the ink all over back in the background, and then to do the raised part I just simply took my ink pad and used the ink pad itself and just brushed over the top lightly to get the color on the raised parts of the embossing. Real simple to do. Okay, let's go down here to this little box. Give you a look at this. In the background I've simply used the paper from the paper pack. The wish I cut out, and this is just a piece of ribbon with a piece of cardboard behind it to make it stiff so that it wouldn't you know, kind of try to fold and bend. The Christmas bulbs are actually from my personal collection of vintage Christmas ornaments. I like vintage things, Christmas included. There's just a pine cone, a little bit of simple greenery, the 25 out of the paper pack. Then we're going to move right over to the other box, as long as we're already down here in the corner. And on this side, I just simply, I actually made this box out of some scrap cardboard. I mean, it's not hard, you guys. Just, you know, cut your shape, tape it together with some Scotch tape, and cover it with paper. That's it. Yeah, it's nothing fabulous. Again, I've used the same paper out of the book and decoupaged it as a background. This is a little vintage toy truck that I had in my studio with just a pine cone, and I added some stickles to the pine cone. I don't know if you can really see it there. Yeah, you can see it on there. Some stickles here. I have to have my signature pennies on every project, so there's just a little pile of pennies here like you dropped them out of your pocket. And those are all hot glued down. They won't go anywhere. This is a wish ticket from the Tim Holtz Adage tickets. And there is one of this, oh, I don't know what they're called. This one says Hope. That's also Tim Holtz. And this piece and this piece are from the chipboard collection that I used on the front. This is a real simple plastic frame that I've painted up. Got that at the dollar store. More of the paper in the background. A few more of the flowers. And incidentally, this center one, in case someone's wondering, that's a Prima center. Yeah, how about that? There's Prima. And then another chipboard from that collection. And I want to move up and look at the little cutouts that I did. And these were all on one page together in the paper pack. And again, I just simply cut these apart. I distressed the edges with my Tim Holtz distresser, inked the edges, and some of these are raised. All of the ones that the pattern runs vertically are raised up with pop dots. The ones that run horizontally are flat to the canvas. I did that just to add a little interest. And then I have the same embossing pattern that is here is also on these. And these I actually just sprayed with some glimmer mist that I made. And it's this one here. And that is simply the Broken China re-inker from Tim Holtz with some of the copper Perfect Pearls mixed in with it. Sprayed it on, and I sprayed it really heavy. I didn't spare any because I wanted to get it. Let me zoom in on those so you can see those, because I really kind of like how they turned out. Let's get this one over here. There you go, guys. I really wanted to get that copper to separate from the color, which it did very nicely. I was real happy with it. I like the way it turned out. On the letters for the Joy, all I really did was, like I said, those are from the Tim Holtz alphabet collection, so it's grunge board. And what I did with those was I used my fired brick and inked them up. I distressed the edges a little bit with some walnut stain. I applied crackle over the top and then went over the top with more of the walnut stain, and that kind of darkened them up so that they matched better with the other reds in the paper pack. Excuse me. And then just stickles randomly at the edges. And that's that. There was something else I was going to point out, and I have to remember what it was. Here we go. I'm going to zoom way, way in. Okay. Back behind this flower, you can see that I have another hydrangea back there that is gold. And what that is I have simply used my Perfect Pearls and just some water, mixed it up, and painted it right on the leaves. And I think it was Arlene showed that technique here not too long ago on one of her videos, only she did it with flowers in a different color. But it's the same thing. It's the mica powder, and whatever brand mica powder you prefer to use will work. But I like the way it just kind of peeks out behind that flower with some metallic. And there's more of that same effect. Let me see if I can... There you go. On these two flowers here. I really like that effect, and I'd like to thank Arlene for the tip on that. I hadn't thought of just painting it on straight, but I really like the way it looks. I think it looks real nice, so thank you, Arlene, for the assist. Get you back out here. So there you go, guys. That is my first design team project for a Memory Bound Scrapbooking store. It's my local scrapbook store located in Ankeny, Iowa. Don does have an online store, so you can visit him no matter where you live. And that's it for now, guys. I have to deliver this tomorrow evening. I hope Don likes it as much as I do. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video, and as always, thank you so much for stopping by my channel. Everybody have a great day. Bye-bye.